Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And guys, have we got something exciting for you today? You know, if you've been in the process right now of the lockdowns, the COVID crisis, there's a lot of people that are going onto the internet for looking for something that's hot, something that's unique and different, something that is special, where they can make money from the comfort of their home with a laptop computer and a Wi-Fi internet. Now, I can tell you from my own personal experience and the experience of my business partner, we've made millions and millions of dollars online, and there's nothing better than being able to grab your laptop computer, take off wherever you want, stay for however long you want, and still be able to make a full-time income using a Wi-Fi connection and your computer. And I got to tell you, when you're sitting by the poolside getting a suntan and you can still make money, there's no better free feeling in the world to be able to make money on demand anytime you want. Now, guys, when we typically look for a company, we look for a couple of things. The first thing that we ask about is the ownership, the track record of the company. Okay, so that's sort of the foundation, because we want to know that they're well funded. They're going to be around next year, 10 years from now, and they're companies that I would consider to be what would be called a legacy that you can actually hand down to the next generation. In my case, I've got a 21-year-old son, and I want to be able to hand that business off to him when the time is right. The next thing that we typically look for is the products. Are the products unique? Are they different? Are they something that the mass market is going to want to buy? Okay, so we don't want another Me Too product, if that makes sense. The next thing that we look at is we look at the comp plan. Can the average everyday person be able to make money? Can a single mom make money? Can somebody who's a blue-collar worker or somebody that's never been a marketer before, can they make money? And can they make a full-time income? And then the last thing is the timing. The timing, that's so important, because in our industry, they say that timing is, in our industry, what location is in real estate. And that's one of the things that I learned from my dad, because he was in real estate when I was growing up. Now, it's my great pleasure today to be able to meet one-on-one personally in a private interview with Mr. Josh Anderson, one of the owners of 7K Metals. Welcome to the call, Josh.
Hey, thank you, Darren. It's a pleasure to be here today for a few minutes to share with you and your people a little bit about 7K Metals.
You know, turn back the clock a little bit, Josh. I know that you've got quite a track record when it comes to this particular business model. Maybe just share a little bit about the backstory so that people can realize that not only do you have experience in this industry, but the company is extremely well funded to be able to go the long haul.
Yeah, Darren. So 7K Metals, there's 4 owners here at 7K Metals. Myself, Josh Anderson, Zach Davis, Richard Hansen, and Roger Ball. All 4 of us have spent our entire adult lives in the network marketing, referral marketing world. Myself, when I was 21 years old, this is where I cut my teeth and I built my first downline that was lucky enough to pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And it got me off to a start that opened doors across this world for me. Opportunities to serve not only as a master distributor, but also I had the opportunity to serve as the CEO of one of the fastest growing MLM companies in the world in the 1990s. And likewise, I've been able to serve on 3 different boards for companies that have reached the Global 100. I'm wearing one of those pins today that was given to us in 2012. And so likewise, Zach Davis has had those same experiences. But one of the funnest things here is Roger Ball, one of the other owners, in 1983, started a network marketing company when the model was still in its infancy. That company still exists today. It's one of the 5 largest companies on the planet Earth, doing over $2 billion a year in sales. It was started by himself right here in this little town of Idaho Falls, Idaho. And, you know, and likewise, Mr. Richard Hansen was the fastest growing distributor in a little company called Herbalife in its infancy, was personally recruited by a man by the name of Jim Rohn. I was his personal mentor in the business. He was the first $1 million earner in Herbalife in the 1980s. And so luckily for us, as an ownership group, this is the industry that we know inside and out from its infancy until today. From the biggest players in the world to the greatest supply chains. And it's an industry that we absolutely love. One of the funnest things here, Darren, is we are a debt-free company. All four of us are independently well-to-do in the world and don't need to do anything else. We buy all of our inventory with cash and have it on hand and build well into the future. 7K Metals was started in 2016 and has just been a tremendous blessing to people all around the world because of its financial stability.
Fantastic. Now, I know that right now with the changes of the market conditions, I know that Robert Kiyosaki is talking a lot about being able to create sort of a safety net financially for your family. And he's putting in major buy recommendations for both gold and silver. And I know that that's something that you guys are obviously realized back in 2016 and probably the reason why you actually launched the company. But talk to us a little bit about your buying power and how you're able to pass on those savings direct to your affiliates or your customer base that become part of your membership.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Darren. And it's interesting, Robert, who you mentioned, he just wrote a recent book called Fake, right? And in that book, he talks about fake assets and fake money and the need to have God's money, he calls it, or real money. We like to call it sound money, gold and silver. Had the opportunity, Robert and Zach Davis, one of the owners here, are very good personal friends. And Robert was with us for about 6 months ago. And we had this conversation about the need for the average person across the world, not the kings and queens, not the rich, not the wealthy, to get their hands on real tangible assets, gold and silver. That's why the 7K Metals was started. That's why it exists as a model wherein the average person can buy at the very best prices in the world as little as 1 ounce of gold or silver, right? You see, the wealthy in the world have always done that. They've bought gold and silver, but the common person has always had to pay or jump through a lot of gimmicks and hoops to purchase it. And so we believe strongly that by creating a membership model where we collect everyone together into one group, right? Now our buying power allows us to buy at the very best prices with dealer direct pricing, direct with the authorized purchasers to the mint, and many of the mints direct themselves. It allows us to turn right around and pass those savings directly on to our membership. And a lot of people know about like the Costco membership of the world, the Sam's Club membership, right? And they love to get a deal on a product. Well, do you realize that Costco and Sam's Club still mark the product up that they sell, right?
Yeah.
We took that and said, you know what, Darren, what if we could do one better? And if you had a 7K Metals membership and you wanted to buy gold and silver bullion, that we would actually take our direct price because of our buying power by collecting all the customers and pass it directly on to the consumer with no markup. Wow. So that's the model that we're in. That's what we do. And we allow the person that just wants to buy 1 ounce of silver to buy it at the same price as the person that wants to buy $20 million, the exact same price per ounce if they have one of our memberships. And so that's where the idea was born. That's how it was created in 2016 and how it stands today. And it's really a remarkable membership.
I gotta just share this story with you, Josh, because you never know what kind of questions that you're going to get from affiliates, right? And this gentleman reached out to me and he said, he sent me a message on Facebook. It says, "Hey, Darren, what's the price difference between the American Gold Buffalo on your site and if I went directly to the US Mint?" And so I went online and actually did a little bit of research. And the discount savings was an $800 difference between your site and what was available on that US Mint site. So I was actually pretty shocked, quite honestly. I didn't realize that it was going to be that big of a discount. And then I actually did a little bit of research on a kilogram of gold, a gold bar, and it was thousands of dollars that were savings with the buying power, getting it off the 7K metal site. So I just want to say, you know, phenomenal job with that, because I was actually shocked, to be honest with you. I was pretty blown away.
Well,
So,
and if we can, and all that's a simple thing. If we cut out all the middlemen, right? That's the world we live in today. Disruptive technologies are what all of us are used to since about 2010. And what do disruptive technologies do? They cut out all of the middlemen. And that's essentially what we've done. We've cut out every tier of middleman, and we're direct, and we allow you to get the savings. So thanks for sharing that, Darren.
yeah, I was actually pretty impressed. I got to be honest with you. I was pretty impressed, and that I consider, from a marketing standpoint, it really gives you that strength of stability to know that what you're actually offering to the marketplace has huge asset value, and you can pass on those savings to all of your customers. So let's talk a little bit about the comp plan. I know that in our particular industry, there's a variety of different comp plans. There's binary comp plans, there's unilevel comp plans, pass up comp plans, there's just direct sales comp plan. Talk to us a little bit about what comp plan that you use and why you've done it that way to be able to hit mass market, to be able to have the most amount of people make the most amount of money.
Yeah. So when Richard Hansen, it was his idea, right? 7K metals. When he brought it to Zach, Roger, and I, he said, all I care is that we build a structure where the non-professional can make above average income. He said, there's plenty of opportunities in this world for the big networkers, the superstars, right? To make big money. But that's usually at the cost of the little guy or the average person making any real substantial commissions. So we use a binary system. We just call it a simple left and right team, right? You got a left team and you got a right team. And if you can go out and you can make 2 membership sales, you're qualified to earn a commission. Now that commission isn't $25. That commission isn't $30. It's not cents. It's $500 a week.
Wow.
A real commission, right? Something that, and here's where those numbers started from. First of all, the Direct Sales Association says that the average networker will only ever be able to recruit or share their message in any company with 2.3 people. Now I realize that there's no such thing as a third person, right? Like I get that. But so we built the plan so that if the average is 2.3 people, that means we got to build a compensation engine that someone can make significant income up to $2,000 a month by just doing what the DSA says every average person can do. So that was step 1. Step 2 was they said, and the DSA comes out and says that people's lives start to change if they're able to earn an extra $2,000 a month in this space. So that's why we built a program where we want to change lives, right? And for most people across the world, an extra $2,000 a month might change what they drive. It might change where they live. It might change where their kids go to school. If it's an extra, truly an extra $2,000 a month. And so that's how the idea was built. We chose a binary structure because we also realize that if you come in and you buy our product of value, and let's say it takes you a year to build this business a little bit, right? We wanted you to be financially compensated and richly rewarded. And that might mean that we realize that you might bring in a family, a cousin or a nephew or a brother or sister, and they might bring in a neighbor, and they might bring in a neighbor and a coworker and so on. And it might be hundreds of levels deep before a real superstar is born. And we count every single volume from you to infinity on both of those teams for that very reason. Because we understand where the chain starts. We understand that you're part of a chain. We understand that you're part of that team. And in whatever effort you put in or didn't put in, we want you to be richly rewarded because the company is rewarded, right? So We chose this really simple model. You have a left team and a right team. What does it take to be qualified? One person left, one person right. If that grows into anything, we're going to pay you $500 commissions. And now if you want to make big money, hey, we have avenues for you to do that. You can make $500 a week, $500 a day, $500 an hour, $500 a minute. We've got as many times as you are eligible for those cycles. If you meet the qualifications, you get above and beyond the $500 a week.
Fantastic. I know that one of the things that I like about this is, number one, you only need 2 people. And number 2, the comp plan is structured in such a way that you actually benefit and rank advance for helping your team to rank advance. And that actually is a really good thing, because it actually prevents, some people come in that have kind of the wrong intentions. They're just greedy people, and they sign up a bunch of people and they just kind of leave them like dust on the side of the road. And we don't like that. So talk to us a little bit about the packages. I know there's 2 main packages, the $199 package and the $499 package. Talk to us a little bit about the point structure, and then what you would actually need in a week's worth of work to be able to make those commissions.
Yeah, that'd be excellent. And, because going back to the beginning, because all 4 of the owners have spent their entire adult lives, right? Roger over 50 years, Richard over 30, and myself and Zach over 20 in the space. We've seen every model, okay? We've seen where teamwork isn't the focus, right? Where it's not built into the system. So by design, we built a structure where, in order for you to rank advance and to make additional commissions above the 500, you have to help the people that you personally bring in make rank advancements. You have to assist them. You can't get to where you want to go. If you want to make $10,000 a week with this, $7,000 a week, 5, you can't get there without helping someone else. So it was built with that in mind, so that you work together, right? Here's how those point structures work, okay? As you mentioned, there's 2 membership options. These are annual memberships, one for $199, one for $499. Well, the major difference between them is the amount of coins that you receive in the packages, right? We believe that every single person should get real, physical, tangible gold or silver in their hand. And so the packages come with actual graded coins, silver pieces. And our whole focus here, because of our buying power, we have taken over also the numismatic space, or the graded coin market. For those of you that don't know anything about that, that's okay. Those are just coins that have been graded, have been put inside of a case, and are given a serial number, and they are designated as perfect coins, right? And just like perfect baseball cards versus just a loose baseball card, right? Perfect ones in a case that have been graded are worth much, much, much more money, right? Yeah. And so in the packages, you get a difference of, you get more of those coins that come in the package and higher graded coins. And more importantly, you get access to all of our building tools. So at the $499 level, you get access to a year's worth of technology credits that allow you to have the most powerful back office reporting engine you're ever going to see in the space, where we give you all of the tools and resources you need to be successful, along with the training materials. And those are built right in. And our recruiting app that allows you to upload your contacts and easily send out information to your contacts, share it with them, and have it reported back to you. Now, those packages, the $199 carries 50 points or volume points, and the $499 carries 100 points or 150 points. So it's really simple in this binary structure. When your left team has 500 points and your right team has 500 points, we pay you $500. Wow. So you could run the math, right? How many 150 point packages at $499 does it take? Not very many, right? 3. And 3, you get $500 check. And right now, currently, we're running a promotion where each week right now, a cycle starts at $250. So when you have 250 points left and 250 points right, $250.
One of the things that I really like about this, and maybe you can share a little bit about this for people that have never really, they don't really understand the whole concept of team building and teamwork, is that that volume, it's not just from you, it's a team collective. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So if you, when you bring in a friend, we're going to call him Bob, right? Let's say Bob gets a premium package. Well, that gets you 150 points on that side. Let's say your left side. But when Bob goes out and makes a sale, he goes out and shares it. And Bob brings someone in and they come in at that same level. Bob gets 150 points and you get 150 points. And every single person above you for affinity gets 150 points. And when
Fantastic.
Bob person makes a sale and so on and so on and so on. And this is where we did not cap it. Most companies cap it to 3 levels, 5 levels, 7 levels. And we realized that you're part of that team. And every person, whether it's 1 million people deep, is part of it in some way and had some measure of effort to make that happen. And so we let everybody participate in all the points. And what's really fun, Darren, unlike our other companies, I'm talking from me personally, right? Like, been around this space and done this, right? Typically, we sold products that were like, let's say, weight loss shakes or face cream or nutraceutical products, like joint supplements and those things, right?
Yeah.
And people bought them on a monthly recurring basis. Here, it's really simple. We have a coin of the month. Instead of shipping you maybe some face cream or some weight loss products that go bad, right? We ship you a graded perfect coin. And those coins either carry 15, 20, or 30 points, depending on which one people get on for the month. And all of those points, no matter where they are in this organization, from you to the end of the earth, count 15, 20, or 30 points in your genealogy. Really powerful.
I got to tell you this story while we're on this sort of topic here, because back when I was a little newbie, when I just got first started in the industry about 3 decades ago, I was with a health and wellness company, and at that time they used to front end load you with a whole bunch of products, right? Well, if you're a leader, you got to come in with the big pack. So I did, and I bought the big pack, and then they changed their marketing plan and pushed that dangling carrot out even further. And well, if you want to get the big commissions, you got to get the big monthly auto ship, right? So, and I was more of a team builder. I wasn't really into retailing and things like that, or samples in my pockets and things like that. It just wasn't my thing. But I did a lot of team training and recruiting that way. So the products just started stacking up in my garage, and they actually took up an entire wall, almost floor to ceiling, of these products stacked up. Okay, now I didn't know anything about how any of this worked at the time. So I had the product, a box of it, in my cupboard, and the box was turned around, and it's the first time I ever actually saw this, but I saw a date on it, and I was like, what is that? So I grabbed the box and I looked up close, and it said, product good until this date. Well, we already passed that date, right? And I was like, oh my God, that means all the products in my garage are completely worthless. So I phoned the company. I'm like, guys, like, what is this? I mean, I'm looking at my product and it says that it's expired. It's no longer good. And she said, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Didn't somebody tell you about that? Yeah, the products only have a certain shelf life, and after that, they're no good anymore. $5,000 was up in smoke. And I actually just wrote a post about that on Facebook, because I said, where would that $5,000 be today if I had purchased $5,000 in inventory of gold and silver, or just as, an investment, to the future of gold or the future of silver, or a lot of these numismatic coins, because they're limited production, actually increase in value over time. And I would still actually be holding on to that asset value right now, that $5,000, but it would high probability be worth substantially more than when I had bought it then. And that product just went straight to the dumpster. So I was out $5,000.
And that's what it's interesting, right? I just did some quick math, right? You said 3 decades ago, if you would have bought gold 3 decades ago, it'd be worth $5,000 would be $42,000 today.
Wow.
And if you had bought collectible silver eagles, so the coin of the month that we send, and you had bought $5,000 worth. So let's say you bought those for, that would have been a series of 5 years, right? From 1986 to 1991. That would be worth over $450,000 today.
Oh my God.
So that's the power, right? That's why, again, when we started 7K Metals, it was on this premise. Because of all of our experience, we've said, wow, what if we had a network marketing company in this referral marketing model that had a real asset that when you stacked it on the shelf, it maintained its purchasing power, number one, and number two, had a potential to increase in value. That's never been done in network marketing, right? In your example, it always goes bad.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing. If you're really out to help people, this is the only network marketing space and company where you can actually have someone come in who wants to build a business, but let's say they never do because life changes, right? But they buy the product. What is the product? Graded silver eagles or variety coins or gold coins. And they stack it up for 12 months. And they decide, this isn't for me anymore. Darren, did we ever hurt them?
No.
We left them better than we found them. That's never been able to be done in this space before.
Yeah.
Normally, in your example, when you left the company, you lost your $5,000 in product, right? It went bad. Not going to happen here. So win for everyone involved. So it's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing that, Darren.
I really believe that so much about this is really timing, and with what we've got going on right now with COVID, the crash of the economy, really, as far as people being out of work and being in lockdown. Now they're talking about doing an additional lockdown, just so you know, over in Europe. They're locking down seriously over there. New York just went on another lockdown. So, I really believe if you're tuning in to this particular interview today, it's really about timing, okay? And we have just literally rolled out our campaign. You're one of the first people, if you're tuning into this, to just find out right now about 7K Metals. So all I can say to you is timing is everything. So take some time, review this information on this page. Make sure that you listen to the interview with Robert Kiyosaki that you'll find someplace on this page. I can tell you that the majority of the people start with the premium package, the $4.99 package. You get the most amount of coins with that particular package. And it's typically whatever you do, your people will do. It's kind of like a duplication process. And if you tap in to what the 7 and 8 figure income earners are doing, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to be swept up in the momentum, and off you go to the races as we expand this globally. Now, maybe just talk real quick, Josh, about what countries are open currently and what's the vision for the future for the global market.
Hey, thanks. So currently we're open in the United States of America. We're open in Canada, the UK, Australia, and Singapore. Because we've done this a long time, we don't go into any country that we're not legal, registered to do business in. We cross all the T's and dot all the I's. We want to make sure that we can deliver the gold and silver to the people. And so those are the countries we're currently in, and we are expanding rapidly. I know that they're turning in right now legal paperwork on 5 additional countries. And I would love to share which countries they are, but you never know how that process goes. But right now we're in the process of about launching a country right now about every 60 to 90 days. And as soon as they sign off for us, we go wholeheartedly into those. And to your point about timing, man, you want to be in precious metals when inflation happens. And the inflation's happening because we've printed worldwide so much money during this COVID mess. You want to be in a space that allows you to work from home when the world is in lockdown. 7K Metals, we have tripled in size since the first lockdown in March.
Wow.
That tripled. When the rest of the world's hurting, people are looking for something to do, like you said in the beginning, from their computer, from their telephone, anywhere they are in the world. And like I can say, get your hands on some of that material from Robert Kiyosaki and see what he feels about inflation. Go study a gentleman by the name of G. Edward Griffin. Wrote a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island, one of the greatest reads in the world to learn about how inflation in the banking system works. And you'll become more educated, and you'll learn what we've learned, that having precious metals in your possession is really the insurance for the future. It's the protection that you and your family really, really need.
Fantastic. Well, guys, you heard it right from the man at the top. Josh Anderson, thank you so much for joining me on this exclusive and private interview. Guys, if you're tuning into this interview, if you're watching this or reading this page, get back to the person that invited you and say, I want in. Let's go, and let's get you into momentum. Once again, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I look forward to meeting you in person one day, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.